Morning, guys. Something a little bit different today. It is a Cub, but it is a Super Cub. You could tell it's got the metal prop. The engine is covered with a cowling. This one's got bigger tires, way more horsepower. I'm going to fly it from the front. I love the J3. It's lightweight. It's just vintage. It's classic. But these are a lot of fun too. You can carry stuff. It's got flaps. I'm going to actually start an airplane from the inside. Really cool. This grass strip is kind of where I do a majority of my grass strip flying. You guys will recognize the mobile Pegasus on the Quonset hut hangar there, where they have a beautiful restored yellow Stearman. This is where they have the pumpkin drop, the tree flocking, the Easter egg drop, the pancake breakfast, the second Saturday of every month. They make pancakes, people fly and drive in. They open up their airport to anyone that wants to come land here. Really, really incredible people. And they have the two hangars where the Super Cub is. And this hangar is probably my favorite hangar in the world, and I'm gonna show you why. All right, you can't have a hangar without a really cool, this is working, by the way, Old Navy tug. Everything in this hangar is very World War II-esque. Maybe not so much the Super Cub, but the tug, certainly the Stearman, this lovely lady right here. The hangar has just got a bunch of really, really cool things. Another Cub, can't go wrong with the Cub. And here, my favorite airplane, you would think it would be the Cub, which, you know, is definitely one of my favorites. Talk about the Corvette here in a second, but this beautiful piece of flying art. This is a 1930 Fairchild. I mean, come on, wood prop. It's got a Kinner engine that has a really unique sound to it. Beautiful color, wheel pants. My goal in life is to fly this airplane one day. If there's a will, there's a way. But it's just a really, really beautiful airplane. I don't know what this is called. I'd probably maybe try to fly it one day, but I don't know. It would be a brief flight, but it is pretty cool. I mean, it's just, there's a ton of really cool stuff. And this hangar is open for everyone to come check it out. Check out all the cool things in here during the pancake breakfast. Pits, old fire trucks. I mean, literally, there's just everywhere you look, there's just really, really cool things. This beautiful piece of machinery right here. Classic cars and tail draggers. I mean, does it get better than this? I don't think so. All right, so let's take a look inside this bad boy here. See if I can brighten this up for you guys a little bit. There you go, huh? God, that is super cool. All right, let's go hop around in the Super Cub. And just a friendly reminder, don't expect like some superior performance in the Super Cub. Mostly, the airplane is incredibly capable. However, I am not. I am pretty good in the J3 with my 65 horsepower, but I know my limits, and I'm not going to push myself on the Super Cub. Yes, it could take off shorter. Yes, it could land shorter than the J3, but probably with somebody else flying it, not with me. We'll go up. We'll go have some fun. I'll hit up, obviously, do some work here at Allen's. I'll go to Pemberton, and then I'll go to Red Wing. Flying W is kind of busy with students over there, so I'll probably just hit up those three strips. And again, not my airplane, so I don't want to beat on it. It's got flaps, bigger tires, better brakes, more power, but it'll probably perform less than stellar with me flying it, because again, I don't have much time in the airplane. But I'll talk about some of the things that I like in it, and little different things that I like in this airplane versus the J3 and vice versa. So, all right, let's go. All right, guys, round two. I went up last night, did some slow flights, steep turns, stalls, just to get a little more comfortable with the airplane. So I'm going to try to do a little better as far as landing this thing as short as the Cub. There's no reason why I shouldn't be able to. And I think it's really, again, just getting used to flying a heavier airplane slower, because I have the flaps and a little more power to kind of keep me hanging on there. So we'll go up. I'll just do some stuff around here. We'll see how it goes. Another beautiful morning, though, that's for sure. Interesting fact, this light is the same light that we have on the 737. That's gives you a little clue into how old the 7.3 is. There we go.
way. Another stellar morning. About these Super Cubs is it does exactly what you want it to do, just quicker and way more efficiently than the J3. So what I am going to do is I'm going to start pulling power back, getting flaps in, slowing down a lot earlier than I did yesterday, because the same thing happened to me when I first bought the Cub. I don't know what it is, but I end up always being too fast, especially with this airplane where I've got flaps, so there's really no need for me to be coming in as fast as I was. I mean, not surprising why I landed as long as I did, but I think it's just my internal comfort safety net saying, hey, there's a heavier airplane than the Cub, why are you trying to go slower than the Cub? But it can do it, so just got to get more seat time, a little more comfortable. I'll do a landing here, then we'll go back over Red Wing, Pemberton, and see if I can not land halfway down the runway. But this is an important lesson too. It's, just because an airplane is really capable, doesn't mean that you are, and that you could fly it to its maximum ability. I think that's important because a lot of people will find themselves in an airplane that is just way too much of an airplane for them, and they're trying to do too much with maybe too little skill, or just not enough time in the seat. So I think that's kind of important. I say that as I come in on final with 70 miles an hour with full flaps, but yeah, so again, right now I'm at like 65, 60, which is just way too fast for this airplane. But get it down. Let's try that again. Another thing I could do too is, and this is what happened to me when I fly my buddy Chris's Luska, is I fly those Cub patterns, the J3 patterns anyway, and I'm just way too tight in. So I'm gonna bring it back. I'm gonna bring it out just a little bit further this time. All right, let's go head on over to Red Wing and see if I can get it down and stop there. A little less altitude. And one thing, I will get to Red Wing a lot quicker here in this airplane than I would the J3, so that's kind of nice. I do wish the trim was a little bit more forward. It'd be nice if it was where the fuel panel was, but that's the biggest complaint that I have, and I guess I'm doing all right. Now, I was in here yesterday, and I came really close to taking out a family of deer, so I'm going to do a low approach, just to make sure that there are, in fact, no deer. All right, there she is. November 1323 X-ray, left crosswind runway 19. So know, it's important to kind of clear these things out before you come in here and rip around. So I'll swim back around for 1-1. Just turn base. Let's see. And another thing that I mentioned yesterday is the position of the stick, and it's the same thing in the front of the J3. It's just lower and closer to you. When you're in the back of the J3, the stick is it's back closer to you, and it's a little higher. So it makes it, it just feels more natural. Here I feel like it's really too close next to my gut. So all right, now I'll go over to Pemberton, and we'll land 22 Pemberton. From the traffic, yellow SuperCub enter the right downwind runway 22 Pemberton. Final 3 Looking a lot better than yesterday's approach. Still a little fast, touch fast, but let's see if I can bleed some of that off. Nice. This thing with all these flaps, you don't really need to slip. It just kind of comes down on you. All right, this is looking nice. See if we can 3-point it. Ah, that was a sloppy. Ugh, God. That was terrible. Again, I talked about this yesterday, but this airplane, it doesn't stay in the air as long as the J3 does. The J3, you can kind of pull back and it'll kind of round out that flare and ground effect, but not this. And again, that's probably a pilot-induced thing. Nothing to do with the airplane, but oh, I feel bad. I'm getting these wings struts really dirty for Andy. Well, take off out of here and then go back to Allen's, do some more stuff there. But this is what's great about this airplane is that I can do everything that I do in the J3. I just do it a lot quicker because the airplane's a lot faster and it gets up and out a lot more efficiently. And I could bring people, and I could carry gas, and I could carry stuff. So, you know, definitely can't lose with a Super Cub. And I know that these are things that obviously everybody knows. It's not like I'm, you know, reinventing the wheel here, but just kind of thinking out loud. Permanent traffic, yellow Super Cub departing runway 04 Pepperton. Alright, here we go. Yeehaw! Traffic, November 1323 X-ray, left crosswind for runway 19. November traffic, yellow Super Cub departing the pattern heading to the southwest. Try to touch down right after that gravel road. Power, a little bit of power, a little bit of power, a little bit of power. Not the tail wheel, certainly. Touch down close to the road, but not so much the mains. Ah, man, this airplane is so much fun. I don't know, it just does everything you want a little sooner. Go in and do one landing on the pavement at the W. Promised my kids that I would ride bikes to school with them this morning, so I gotta hurry up, which is good because I have a Super Cub, so I can do that quicker. Maybe I can convince my wife that we need a Super Cub because it really is just a time saver, and I could do more stuff with the kids. I don't know if she'll buy that, but it's worth a shot. All right. All right, here we go. All right, here we go.
Traffic, number 1323 exit.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Traffic, yellow Super Cub is reported. 3-1 unit.
Traffic, Archer Major Rapid, heading right base. 24 liquid. Line of
Traffic, yellow Super Cub turning final runway 1, touch and go, flying W. Oh yeah, there's some big birds right there in the runway.
Just got the Q6X center final 101, line W.
This thing's a lot nose heavier. Well, I'm sitting in the front, obviously, and it's got a much heavier motor, so requires more trim for sure than I'm used to in the J3.
Switch opening, Archer 82 Alpha, turning left southwest, runway 24.
Alrighty. Alright, that's a wrap, guys. Ton of fun, a lot of power, but again, costs money. Money that I don't have.